do the intro. Hey guys, we are live. I'm Jeff with eBay Addicts, and I got a brand new guest for you guys today. His name is the Residual Hustler. Tom, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for coming on and hanging out with me. I'm a subscriber of your channel, a big fan of your YouTube channel. So go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience real quick. Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and let them know what it is that you do.
Hey, everybody. My name is Tom Young, also known as the Residual Hustler, and I live in the beautiful Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania area in the middle of the woods where I love it. I got the deer going through the yard, the bear going through the yard. And what I do is I have been selling online, actually eBay. I started back in, I think, 1995, but started selling on Amazon in 2015. That has led to other platforms, Merch by Amazon, KDP Publishing, and my own private website, but mostly a big e-commerce seller.
Right. So today's title of our video is going to be, how he makes $100,000 a year from his one-car garage. So I thought that would be a really good title for a video. So go ahead and tell people a little bit about what you do. Your main source of income is reselling through eBay and Amazon. And so tell people a little bit about how you got started in this resale game, because you didn't always used to be a reseller, right? So tell people a little bit about how you got started into reselling and a little bit about your backstory and a little bit about your journey.
All right. Well, it started back in 2010. I was actually going through a divorce, pretty depressed, wanted to do a lot of things, but couldn't because my hands were tied. Then 2012, I met my current wife, started dating. She just encouraged me to go after all my dreams and everything I wanted to do. So in 2010, I actually joined a network marketing company, and that being around the people, that started to build my confidence again. Actually got me out of a 2-ish year depression that I was in. And it built up my confidence again. And I started to go after things, positive things. And then it was that was 2012. And after 3 years, 2015, one of the people within my circle mentioned that they were selling on Amazon. And at that time, I didn't even know that you could sell on Amazon. I had no idea. And I said, what are you talking about? And he told me, he said, it's called Amazon FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon. And I was like, okay, cool. So I actually researched how to do that for almost 6 months on YouTube before I even bought anything to sell. I naturally went into books because that was the easiest thing to do. You could sell a bunch of different books. I remember when I got my first sale, I actually lost $1.41. I didn't make any money. I lost money. And I thought, okay, what do I got to do? So I went back to the drawing board, learned more. I took the money that I was making from my other business, network marketing business, and I took that money and I used it to buy inventory for Amazon and started selling. And I probably for 3 years, I never took any money that I was making out of that to pay any of my bills. 2017, I went down to part-time working in my regular 9-to-5 job to concentrate more on Amazon. I keep rolling that money. And even now, I do not take any money out of my Amazon earnings to pay my bills. My wife has a good job, and I actually make what be considered a full-time income with my part-time job. But December 31st of this year, I'm leaving my 9-to-5 job and doing reselling 100% of the time as of January 1st, 2022. So that's the journey from being going through a nasty divorce, not having a penny to my name, to literally 10 years later going 100% entrepreneur, being able to be home. And keep in mind, it was never about the money. It was about having the freedom to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. It was a 10-year journey, but it's happening. It's not overnight. It's like I said, a 10-year long journey. And that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at today.
Yeah, so basically you had one of your friends that told you about reselling on Amazon FBA. You did your research. You did research for 6 months trying to find out as much information as you could learn about it. Then when you started selling, at first you were selling stuff at a loss because it was your learning curve. It's like people go to college for 4 years or they go to trade school for a long time to learn a trade. But so it's like you're still kind of paying your dues. You're kind of learning the ropes. And
Yeah.
so the cool thing is that maybe you're able to get some positive feedback or positive reviews on your account. And you said you started off selling books. And what do you mainly sell right now
Mhm.
on your Amazon FBA business?
I have switched to grocery and apparel. I sell all kinds of grocery items, and that includes some household cleaning items, but all kinds of groceries, snacks, food. I'm just looking at what I have here. I sell a ton of coffee, a ton of tea, and anything that people like consumables, they'll buy over and over. Toothpaste is another one. Deodorant. I'm just trying to think what else. Anything grocery wise or health and beauty wise that I can get at a grocery store. As far as apparel and clothing, aside from the merch by Amazon stuff with my own designs, I will go to Ross, TJ Maxx, Burlington. Ollie's is another one. Bulldog Liquidators. If there's a Bulldog Liquidators near you, I will go to them. They're a liquidation company that sells to the public. They have a retail stores. I happen to have one just opened up about a year ago, 2 miles from my house. But I look for, I can sell Nike, the bigger brand stuff. So I look for that right now when I go to Ross and TJ Maxx in Burlington. I'm looking for Nike and Under Armour jackets, Champion jackets, anything like that. Because here in the Northeast, we're getting ready to come into winter in a month or so. So anything jacket wise, I can usually get at Ross for around $25-ish, like a Nike jacket, and sell for upwards of 100. And do that all day long. When the back to school was coming in, I was getting anything high brand, even Air Jordan backpacks and Nike backpacks, and buying them for Ross for $20-ish and selling them for $60 on Amazon over and over and over again. And actually, they're still selling now, even though school's already started. So,
Yeah.
but my biggest thing I concentrate on is anything grocery and anything high brand apparel related.
All right, now Tom, speak to our audience. If someone is in your shoes where you were 10 years ago, maybe they don't know a lot about reselling, they don't know a lot about selling on Amazon, or maybe they heard about it and it's like every time they get some momentum, they're gated in all these different categories. They're kind of iffy to kind of put their foot in the water. What kind of information or knowledge can you give them to help them out? Because they know when they get started, they're going to be gated in a lot of categories. Like you can't start off right away selling, Nike apparel stuff on Amazon. You're going to be gated in those categories. So kind of give them some words of encouragement, or maybe 2 or 3 tips or piece of advice to help them get started on their journey, because this is your 6-figure a year business. And everybody, I tell you guys all the time, whether you're starting a reselling business or a YouTube channel, whatever it is, everybody starts off at zero, and then you just kind of work your way up from there. So can you give us some words of wisdom or words of encouragement to help them out?
Yeah, I coach a lot of people, and the biggest thing that happens, I find, is why they don't last more than 3-ish months is because when they're out at stores and they're scanning things, they're scanning all the stuff that they can't sell, like the Nike and Adidas and the Champion, all that stuff, and they can't sell those stuff. And they say, Tom, I can't sell anything on Amazon. And I say, listen, go to the book section of your store. Even when I first started, I went to the dollar store and I would scan the books at the dollar store. And there were a lot of books that I found at the dollar store that I could buy for $1 and sell for like $10. The profit in there is maybe like $2 or $3 per book. It depends on the weight of the book. But even though it's not a lot of not a lot of profit, it's something to start building your knowledge as to what to look for when you're out somewhere else. In my area on the East Coast, there's a Ollie's Bargain Center, and Ollie's has a humongous section of books that are all brand new. I started going into those sections of the books and I look for how-to books. I'll give you an example. When Corona hit and we were all home, but I was still going out to Ollie's buying books, I was buying books where how to knit, how to crochet, how to this, how to that, how to this, how to that. Buying those and selling those online and I would buy them for roughly $4 or less, and they were selling for upwards of $30 because everybody was home and they were bored out of their minds, and they were like, "Oh, I'll buy this book on how to crochet for $20." I paid $4. So books is the biggest thing. Another thing that a new person can look for is home goods. Some pots and pans, things like that. Tefal is a good one that a new seller can sell. Something that you would keep like cakes or pies or something like that in. Those you can find anywhere. I think Big Lots has a lot of those stuff. Preparation H. Preparation H at your discount store. If you can find that, a new seller, I believe, can still sell that and do very well with that because a lot of people don't want to go out to the store and purchase that stuff. They'll buy it online. So anything like that. But my biggest advice is it doesn't matter if you think you can sell it or not. Just scan it and you'll be surprised as what you can sell. There are some brands, and I can't remember them all, but there are some brands that even as a new seller, if you scan it and says you're restricted, but you click on that on your phone to try to get ungated, it'll ungate you automatically. You just have to open up, the category to do it, which is very easy to do on your phone in the store. So biggest advice is just scan everything. You may get, you will get frustrated, but you're going to learn what you can and can't sell. And the more you stay consistent after around 6 months of selling on Amazon, the more Amazon is going to grant you and open up more categories for you to sell there. And the last part of advice is if you're scanning something and Amazon says you're restricted on your phone and you're looking at your phone and it says click to, try to get ungated, click that button every single time because roughly maybe 30-40% of the time, Amazon is going to say, you know what, we'll allow you to sell this, and you may be surprised. And now all of a sudden, that product in the shop that you scan, it may be coffee, like Green Mountain Coffee. Now all of a sudden, you can sell it where you couldn't 5 minutes ago, and then stock up on those consumables and go from there. But scan everything and just keep learning.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Is that if let's say you bought a book for $1 and it sold for 10, and you made $2, $3, $4 profit. Well, the idea isn't that you started off making huge profit. The idea is that you're slowly building your feedback up. You're slowly expanding your relationship with Amazon, and over a period of time, you're going to start getting ungated in other categories. Also, you can order stuff in from wholesalers and send in the receipt from that and be able to get ungated in categories as well, right?
Yes, and I'm thinking about maybe giving away a source. Can I give away a source to help people do that?
Go ahead. Go ahead. It's do what you want to do.
All right. I hope no other resellers get mad at me here. Pricemaster.com will help get you ungated to sell in the grocery and topical category. Okay. I usually only give out that information to people that I'm doing consulting with. I have a guide on my website where I sell that, but in order maybe to help out somebody new here, what you can do is you go to, I have a sample of it here. Let me get it real quick. If you go to pricemaster.com, okay, I hope no other resellers are going to get pissed at this. But if you go to,
it's okay. Go ahead.
It's for the community. If you go to pricemaster.com and you buy something like Axe shampoo, anything Axe, I went to pricemaster.com. This was to get ungated in the Axe, for the Axe, the brand, which is also the topical category. And I bought a box like this of the product. Okay. Now there's 12 of them in there. You only have to buy 10. So there's 12 in the box. So I bought a box. Now you can see I used 2 for myself. But what you do is when you place that order and you get it in and you get your invoice from pricemaster.com, you go to that particular Axe product online. You go to scan it. You see, I can't sell it. You click on, see if I can sell it. It's going to ask you to upload a document. You take the invoice from pricemaster.com that you use that shows that you bought 10 of these. You upload that as a PDF or an image through your phone app. And then Amazon, hopefully within a day or two, will approve you to sell the brand Axe. Now, If you get approved, you're approved to sell the Axe brand and probably also in the topical category. Topicals is anything that you put on your skin and can include some makeup, but anything like sunscreening that you put on your skin. If you get denied, send in that invoice again. Do it again. You may have to do it 20 times before Amazon approves you. It's just bots. When Amazon gets it, it's bots. Yes, no, yes, no. If you have to send in the same exact receipt 20 times to get ungated, once you get ungated, it opens up the floodgates for a whole lot of other kind of product. And that's how you can get into like consumables where you can find one thing like the Axe body wash here and be able to buy it from Price Master over and over and over again and continue to sell it for a consistent profit.
Right, right. So now I wanted to ask you, is it better for you to do Amazon FBA or do you do merchant fulfilled as well?
I do 98% FBA where I ship everything in. Now you can see here, I've got some products that are that I fulfill from my house. It's only because I buy a lot of them. I also, in the past, recently this year, I bought out 2 eBay stores. One was jewelry buyout, and another one was like an electronics buyout from local friends within an hour or so from me that I know personally. And I bought out their inventory because they want to get out of eBay. Like the one, I have a Sony camera unit that actually is a bracket for a helmet. When I bought the one gentleman's buyout, I bought 1,500 of those. I'm not going to send in 1,500 of those to Amazon. I sent in 100 and I have the rest here. But I have 2 listings on Amazon. One where Amazon sends out to the customer and another merchant fulfilled listing for the same product where I ship it out. But I do like over 95% fulfilled by Amazon because I just don't want to hold all the inventory.
Right, I'm with you. So, what advice would you have to help grow and expand your reselling business? Because earlier you said that you reinvest a lot of your capital back in your business.
You cannot be afraid to spend money. You cannot be afraid to spend money. If you happen to have, now this is going to be for somebody who has some sort of discipline when it comes to a credit card. Okay, if you have a credit card where you have $1,000 available to you, after you do your research and after you see, okay, I can buy products that are going to sell, after you become more and more advanced in your learning, don't be afraid to take that $1,000 and spend that to buy inventory. I would not buy one thing and buy 100 of those. I would buy 100 different things. Okay. Because if you buy one product, and say, like I bought the what I'm looking at here, these Sony adapters where I bought 1,500 of them. As a new seller, I wouldn't have bought so many at once, but I bought out his whole store. So I know that they'll sell over time, but that's okay. I have enough capital that I can, buy all those at once, and I'm okay with that. But as a new seller, don't be afraid to spend money that you have available to you to buy stuff. Okay. Like I said, in the beginning, don't go deep. Don't buy 100 of one thing. Go wide, buy 100 different things, and you're going to learn what sells and what doesn't.
Okay, cool. Now, can you expand a little bit more about how you run your business out of your garage? So somebody else is watching this and are like, hey, I have a 1-car garage or a 2-car garage. I have spare time. Tell me more, Tom, of what I need to learn or what I need to do. Kind of give us the ins and outs of how you run your day-to-day operations out of your garage. Because you do that, you shoot YouTube videos, you do your reselling, your eBay and Amazon out of your garage. So tell us a little bit more about how you run your business and how you started from zero to grow to where you are right now.
I did. When I started from zero, now my house, that's a 4-bedroom house. In my dining room, I had a bunch of stuff where I would have like eBay inventory and stuff I was getting ready to list on Amazon. So if you go back and look at some videos of me from 2017, 18, it was literally me at my dining room table loading stuff up for Amazon and making a couple videos from my dining room table. And then my oldest son moved out a couple years ago. He had the 4th bedroom, and then I went and I moved into that bedroom. I put in my office and I put up a bunch of shelves. And then last year, and I had a bunch of stuff in that bedroom. And then last year, I'm sorry, beginning of this year, a friend of mine reached out to me and said, "Hey, I want to sell my eBay store, including a bunch of inventory and shelves." I don't know if you can see it, but no, you can't really.
I see the inventory above your head and on the shelf over there. Yep.
Yeah, all of those shelves and everything here. When I went to buy out that other eBay store, and the guy had all the shelves inventory there, and I looked at my wife. I said, "Where am I going to put this?" And she goes, "It looks like it's time to go into the garage." So she, I mean, that's how much support I have, is that the garage, which is one car, is where she always kept her car. And our other cars outside. So I moved into the garage here. I put up all the shelves. I created everything, my workstation, everything. And next year, my plan is to build a 2-car garage off of my house, and I've got the land to do it. And then with a loft, and then move everything into there. So, but it took, let's see, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It took 5 years before I even moved into my garage out of my house. So it wasn't overnight. It was a slow buildup over like a 5-year time frame.
All right. Now, I wanted to get into, why is it that people call you the Residual Hustler? Tell them where that came from, because you have some other streams of income where you do all the work up front, and then you just sit back and you just collect a check month after month after month. So tell people a little bit about what your strategy is, and tell people why they call you the Residual Hustler. Where did that name come from?
It actually came from a friend of mine, and I can't even think of, I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but it was about maybe 4-ish years ago. When I was talking to a friend of mine, and they said, you do this, you do that, you do this and that. My network marketing business that I have, it's a service-based business. So when I provide a service for somebody one time, I get paid every month from that service, and most of it is anything that deals with something around the house. Okay, and in 2012, I got my very first customer with that company, and I'm still with the company today. It's almost 10-year anniversary. But in 2012, I helped a friend of mine save money for something related service-wise in her home. She's still my customer today, almost 10 years. And every month when she pays her bill, I get a small commission from that. And it's been almost 10 years. And a couple of years ago, when I was explaining to somebody, they said, "Man, you hustle all the time, and you hustle for residual income." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You're kind of like a residual hustler." And I'm like, "That sounds kind of cool." I'm like, I wonder if the domain's available. Boom, 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 boom. When I go on, Daddy, residualhustler.com was available. I'm like, okay, buy it. And then I just started to create the Residual Hustler brand. So it actually came from an idea from somebody else, and I just happened to just run with it. So everything that I do now, because I used to have a bunch of separate websites, but everything that I do now is all under the residualhustler.com brand. And that's the brand that have been growing over the last few years. So that's how that name came about, actually.
Yeah. Do you mind telling our audience what some of the streams of income you have that is residual? Like, for example, Tom is a published author, so he has over 100 books that's published on Amazon, and he does all the work up front. He creates this book, and then once this book is published on the website, he gets a check every month, month after month after month, for the rest of his life, as long as people are logging in and buying his books. So that's just an example of one of the things that he does.
Yeah. I'll give you some forms of examples of residual income that I earn, where I do something once and get paid over and over every month. The Kindle Direct Publishing books is one. The merch by Amazon shirts is another. I don't consider Amazon FBA residual, because I have to keep putting in more work to get paid. I don't consider eBay residual either. But other services that I get paid on every month are when people pay their electric bills, when they pay their gas bills, when they pay their cell phone bills, some home automation, ID theft protection, merchant services like credit cards, like when somebody swipes a credit card. If I have their account where I help them get set up, I earn a residual income from that. I'm trying to think what else. I know that there's a couple more. Those are the main ones right now. Coming down the line shortly is going to be internet and like cable satellite type services that the company that I'm with is working on, and I'll be able to earn residual from that. So I get an actual residual income every month from all of those services, and that actually is what has helped me to literally retire from the 9 to 5 before the age of 50. I'm 49 now.
Right. So Tom, so I know about when you were talking about doing shirts on Amazon, merch by Amazon. Basically, he comes up with T-shirt designs. Like there'll be a blank shirt like this. He'll come up with some kind of design to put on a T-shirt or a hat or a coffee mug, and then when people go to buy it, it's print on demand. Then they'll print your design and then ship it off to the customer for you. And it's cool that you were talking about earlier about being a published author. And so every month you get a check from Kindle Publishing. But tell me a little bit about this. I got to pick your brain while we got you on the live stream. I've never ever heard of anybody getting a check at the end of the month for somebody paying their light bill or someone paying their cell phone bill. So you have to tell us how that works. Just give us like a quick synopsis, because I've never heard that before. And I know if I don't bring it up, somebody in the chat is going to be like, why didn't you ask Tom about that?
All right. I didn't know how deep you wanted me to get into that part of it, but I'll do a little quick thing here. When you go to my website, residualhustler.com, there's a little module there that says 24-7 savings. When you click on that, that actually takes you to my other website, which is my ACN website. ACN is a company that's been around for, I believe, 28 or 29 years, multi-billion-dollar company. And it's kind of like being an affiliate, if you will, because a lot of people understand affiliate marketing.
Right.
I'm a 1099 affiliate of theirs. And I'll give you an example. Like you're, I believe, in Florida, is it?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm in Tampa. Go ahead.
Okay. You're in Florida. I'm in Pennsylvania. Actually, my business can be done throughout all the United States. But in 19 states in the USA, I can help people save money on their electric bill or their gas bill. Okay. Now, if you, I'll give you an example. Say my neighbor gave me a copy of their electric bill. I actually can show them how to take a discount on their electric bill so that they pay less than the utility. Like right now in my area, PPL, which is the major energy supplier in my area, they're charging 7.5 to 8 to 9 cents per kilowatt, which is what you would pay normally. I can actually get people lower discounts where they pay, like maybe 1 or 2 cents lower than that. Okay. And same thing with the gas bill. So when somebody says, you know what, I want to take advantage of that discount, that I help them go to my website. We just type in some of their information with their account number and stuff. And then usually within one billing cycle, the discount is being applied to their utility company or gas company's account. And they see a little line item in there that says, oh, we see that you're with this company also. Because throughout the whole United States, utility companies are not allowed to profit from the generation and transmission part of our electric bills. Even in your state, same thing. So the utilities companies say, listen, go look for somebody who can help you pay less. I'm one of those people that actually puts a face to the industry. And that is what I've been doing since March 2012 is when I started. And that residual income is what gave me the money that I needed to buy my very first products to start Amazon. That's how the whole thing started.
Wow. And so, the thing is, you have so many customers because everybody has an electric bill. Everybody has an electric bill. And you said if people pay their cell phone bill, you have a similar setup as well. It's similar to like an affiliate marketing or someone having an affiliate link, and you say, hey, sign up with my program and I'll save you money on your electric bill. Everybody would be super interested in doing that. Like, hey, sign me up. I get to say, even if it's $20 a month, that's money that they're saving off of their utility bill every month, right?
I've had some people save, $4 or $5 a month. It depends, but I've had some others. My biggest one was residential wise, where I help a friend of mine save $149 a month on his electric bill. Now I have my other biggest success for something commercial, because I can do this for businesses and warehouses also, where my wife used to work. she worked at a warehouse in one of their departments, and I did a billing evaluation for electric bill. They were paying $42,000 a year for their electric, and I took it down to, I think it was like $36,000 or $37,000 a year. I was saving them $5,000 a year in their electric costs by applying the discount. When Christmas time came up at the end of that year, and they had their big Christmas party, and there were about 30 employees there, the owner said, Monica, my wife, Monica's husband, Tom, helped us save $5,000 this year on our energy costs. So what we're doing is we're taking that $5,000 in savings and we are dividing that between our 30 employees. And that is an additional Christmas bonus on top of what you're already getting this year for Christmas. And I was like, my wife came home and she told me, I'm like, wow. So yeah, that $5,000 was given back to the employees, divided between the 30 employees, including my wife, and they got that much more on top of their regular Christmas bonus. So for that to happen, because I helped somebody, a business, save money on a utility, that to me, that was awesome. I love that so much.
Right. Well, see, this is a great thing when you meet people that you never met before. You learn about things you never heard of. That I've never ever heard of people getting a discount on their utility bills, because everybody uses electricity. Everybody has a cell phone bill every month. So if you can help save people money, and just by them clicking on your affiliate link and doing that, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So I wanted to circle back around to your reselling business, because that's where you make a majority of your income, is reselling on eBay and Amazon. So talk to me a little bit more about that. We're going to circle back to that real quick, and then I want to talk about your YouTube channel after that.
Well, what do you want to know?
Well, I know that you have a special brand that you have access to. So if you guys don't know, on Amazon, you can either get, I think they have private label, but you also can get exclusive brands with companies. So I know, for example, you have a potato chip line. So talk to us a little bit about how that works, because everybody, you don't start out doing it day one, but talk to me a little bit about how you get exclusive contracts with companies to sell. Like, you're the only distributor that's allowed to sell these potato chips online. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, this circles back around to my network marketing business, which is why I keep doing both. I had somebody join my team, and that person happened to be a distributor of these chips. And when I was at his house doing some training with him, he had a garage filled with boxes of these chips, all different flavors. And I'm like, what the heck are you doing with all these potato chips? He goes, well, I'm a distributor for the company. He goes, I distribute to like the Wawas, the different grocery stores. I deliver, that's what I do. He goes, I'm an independent guy for them. And I said, give me one of those bags. So I took a bag and I scanned the barcode.
Scanned it?
And I scanned it, and I'm like, I can sell this on Amazon. And there's only one other guy selling them on Amazon, and he wasn't doing much with it. And I'm like, oh, you know what? So I'm like, all right, give me that flavor bag, give me that. And I'm scanning all the barcodes, and it comes up, I can sell it, I can sell it, I can sell it. Now, a new person would not be able to do it because it's considered grocery. But I could sell everything that he had. So even though I was doing training for him for our other business, in my car was 6 boxes of different chips that I bought from him, about $200 worth before I left. And I got home and I put them on Amazon, and they started selling. I would sell them 4 bags in a box, and I kept all those home because some of the expiration dates were within 120 days. So I kept them home. I ship them out. I still ship them out now from my house. And about 2 or 3 months later, my friend got a different job working for a medical company running their warehouse. He said, I'm not going to be able to distribute these anymore. So I'm like, oh, crap. All right, what do I do now? I started buying them regular retail from the local stores and selling them. My profit was cut in half, but I was still making roughly about $10 per box profit. And I'm like, I got to find a way to get these chips again wholesale. So I reached out to the manufacturer and I told them who I am. This was before I had my Shopify chip store. Okay. I created the Shopify chip store after I got permission from the company to actually do so, because they saw what I was doing. And I created an account with them. Now I'm a sole proprietor, so I have an EIN. I gave them all that information, and they said, okay, we'll sell it to you. And the beauty is that their distributor delivers to a shop right about 4 miles from my house. So they actually deliver the chips right to my door here at my house.
All right.
The truck pulls up and they deliver the boxes of chips. I paid them through my one credit card, and I shipped them out. And I started doing so well, I created a Shopify store and selling them through there. And I'm actually going to expand that to chips and I'm going to start looking for distributors or manufacturers that are actually near me, not overseas, but actually near me, where I can get them locally and expand it from potato chips and pretzels and stuff into snacks and kind of like build that as well.
All right. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what do you pay for buy these potato chips? Wholesale? How much do you pay wholesale? And then what do they actually retail for on Amazon FBA? Or you do merchant fulfilled?
I do merchant fulfilled. And I do merchant fulfilled only because the boxes, when I ship them out, they're 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inch box. My total cost is $13 because it's about, let me think. $9 for the chips for 4 bags is my cost, and $1 for the box. So say $10 is my cost, and I sell them on Amazon for roughly $37.99 for the box shipped. So my profit per box is right around $13 to $14. So my cost is around 10 or 11, and my profit is 12 or 13. Now people often say, well, if you send something to the customer from Fulfilled by Merchant where I got to pay for shipping, how does that work? Well, actually, Amazon kind of gives you some shipping credits. They're not enough to pay full shipping, but they're enough to help with about 75% of the shipping cost. So say shipping cost for me is going to be an extra $10. Amazon is giving me about $7 to $7.50 extra to help towards that. So I average about $10 to $12 profit per box, and depending on the season, depending on what's coming, like when Super Bowl comes up, 4th of July, I sell a whole lot more boxes. Sometimes I can sell 20 boxes in a day at like $12 profit each, and then ship them out by UPS.
Right, that sounds like a good gig, especially if you don't have a lot of competition and you're just not very heavy. You're shipping out bags that hit potato chips. It's not like you're shipping out bricks or stuff that's really heavy or really cumbersome to ship out. So I wanted to talk
box.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about your YouTube channel. What inspired you to start your YouTube channel? And tell people, if they haven't checked your YouTube channel out, tell them about what kind of content you make on your channel.
Well, my channel I've had for a while, for a few years, and I started out by doing videos by teaching people how to build residual income with what I do with my network marketing business. And then about maybe not even a year ago, I started having more and more people reach out to me regarding Amazon and how to sell on Amazon. And I learned from my other business where if people are asking you the same question like 2 times or 3 times and multiple people asking you the same question, if you get asked the same question 3 or 4 times, then you need to like make a video on that and upload that and put it somewhere. So when somebody Facebook messaged me and says, what is this? What is that? I can just direct them to a video and I don't have to keep explaining myself over and over and over again. So that's what I started to do with Amazon, because I had so many people reach out to me saying, I'm this, I'm that. What do I look for? How do I get started? So my wife goes, you need to start making some videos and putting them up on your channel and just point people to those. So that's how I switched from the network marketing version to almost like 100% Amazon related. And that's when I started to take off more and more. I've got over 100 videos on there, and probably maybe 30 or so of them are related to Amazon. And I just keep building on that. Got monetized a couple months ago, and that's become another source of income for me.
Okay, awesome. So you make a lot of content talking about your reselling gig and talking about a lot of different things that you're involved in. So, Tom, give us your top three piece of advice that you have. Like your top three, 1, 2, 3. What will be your top three piece of advice that you would have to help somebody out with their reselling business or just entrepreneurship in general?
You have to keep an open mind, and you cannot be afraid to look into something deeper. Okay, you have to be willing to look at something, and instead of looking at it going, oh, that looks like a scam, you got to be able to open up your mind and think, how does that work? Read books on different things. Now, I'm not a huge reader of books. I can't sit down for hours and read, but I can sit down for hours and watch educational videos on how to do network marketing, how to do Amazon, how to do eBay, and you kind of decipher, what's good content and what's not. Don't be afraid to do that. You've got to literally put down the TV remote, stop watching Netflix, and take an hour where you're going to do Netflix and use that hour and watch YouTube videos on entrepreneurship. Just that's one thing that I've always done. I've been doing that for years. I actually call YouTube, many of us call it YouTube University. So I have made more money learning from YouTube than I could ever at a college, because YouTube is, can be real life. I find somebody on YouTube, like Rally Roots is an example, eBay seller. You find somebody who has success. It doesn't matter what the business is, and you mimic what they do as much as you can, because they've already gone through the pain. So you try to mimic what they do. Like with my potato chip thing, I'm trying to mimic what the manufacturer has already done and just trying to model that in a small version for myself online. Don't be afraid to spend money. Scared money does not make you money. If you get a Christmas bonus at work and say it's $100, don't take that $100 and go out and buy some new sneakers. Take that $100 and use it to buy inventory for Amazon or eBay. Okay. There's a reason why broke people are broke. If you get a $500 bonus, you're buying Jordans. If I get a $500 bonus, I'm buying inventory. I'm going to turn that $500 into $1,000 within a 2-week time frame. So scared money does not make money. You have to be, you cannot be afraid to spend money. And the biggest piece of advice I can give you is, no matter what business it is, you're going to have friends and even family that are going to laugh in your face. They're going to laugh in your face. They're going to say, you can't do that. It doesn't work. And it's because in the beginning, you're both here. You want to go here, but they want to keep you down here. That's just the way it is in life. Your friends do not want to see you level up. And as soon as you start to do, they'll call you a sellout. They'll call you this, but you're just trying to level up to provide for your family. Many friends along my 10 years, I have. I've had many of them call me haters, unfriend me on Facebook. But when I look at their profiles now, years later, they're still in the same position they were now, crying poverty. And I'm blessed enough not to, because I didn't listen to the naysayers. I just kept focused and I kept moving forward.
Okay, awesome. Let me say, we're live. Let me say hello to a few people in the chat. I wanted to say hey to Natalie Ortiz is here. Says, hey, Tom. I want to give a shout out to the Fly Reseller. Says, amazing to hear your cool streams of income. Says, super fascinating. Thanks for sharing. And I want to give a shout out to Bobby is here in the chat. I can't pronounce your full name, but he says, YouTube University for sure. More gold than bachelor's and a master's. Yeah, I mean, if you guys, like what Tom was saying earlier is that, let's say if you're in your car and you're out running around doing errands, instead of listening to radio, listen to an audio book, listen to a podcast, have something playing in the background that you can learn stuff while you're out running around, when you're at the gas station, you're at the grocery store or whatever. I'll take my cell phone now and I'll put it like right here, or I'll put some headphones in and I'll be listening to stuff while I'm out running around doing my daily errands. And if you listen, I was laughing because I tell people the exact same thing that Tom says. When you get some money, don't go buy a new pair of Jordans or, an expensive watch. Take that capital and reinvest it back into your business. Don't go out and say, okay, I've got $5,000 I can go spend on a vacation. Think to yourself, okay, what if I took that $5,000 and 10x it and turn that $5,000 into $50,000 and invest it into your business? And over a period of time, it's going to grow. Now, hey, Tom, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I wanted to ask you to give us some final words of wisdom. One of your videos, you talked about how a wise man once told you that you're going to have different opportunities in your life that you're going to encounter, and you have to be smart enough to kind of like figure out what opportunities are good and which ones aren't. So if you can give us your final thoughts and words of wisdom, and then we'll let you go. Okay.
I'm going to repeat what you just said, because to me that changed my mind from day one. That's true. Many years ago, a friend of mine who's very successful did tell me, he said, Tom, he said, throughout your, and this is a gentleman in his 80s. This was a couple years ago. He said, Tom, throughout your entire life, you're going to be presented with 3 life-changing opportunities. And you have to learn to recognize them. And hopefully, if you can recognize at least one of them, it will change your direction in life forever. And he gave me some examples of, like, starting your own business or coming across something that you heard and you investigate. And I was like, okay. And in 2012, I believe one of those opportunities, would I say, crossed my desk, which was my network marketing business. I was not a fan of network marketing. I didn't like it, but because I didn't like the fact that I would try to sell products to somebody, but because it was service-based and I didn't have to sell anything, to only help people save money, I liked it. So I took advantage of that opportunity. I believe that was one of my 3 opportunities, because that day, and I'll never forget it, March 23rd, 2012, is when I said, I'm going to do this. And I took off for that. That has led me to Amazon in 2015. That led me to going from full-time to part-time in 2017. And that is leading to retiring from the 9 to 5 at the end of this year in 2021. So that opportunity, recognizing it, is leading to quitting my full-time or quitting my part-time job at the end of this year. Now, did the other 2 opportunities present themselves? I have no idea. They may have, and I missed them. Did the second opportunity already cross my path and I missed it, and the third one is still out there? I don't know. I have no idea. But I know that I was smart enough to keep an open mind to recognize one, which was my other business, and that decision changed my life forever. I will never forget March 23rd, 2012, because I kept an open mind. My best advice, keep an open mind.
All right, guys, go ahead and follow our guest. All his links are going to be down below in the description below, the Residual Hustler. You won't be disappointed that you did. Go ahead and follow him, YouTube, Instagram. All the links are down below for the Residual Hustler. And yeah, guys, being an entrepreneur, it's all about being a risk taker versus being an employee where you just clock in and you do the same 9 to 5 job over and over and over again for 30 years, or you're an entrepreneur and you're all about, the definition to me for being an entrepreneur is a person that takes risk. You're taking calculated risk and you're doing something different. Maybe you don't know what the outcome is going to be. But anyways, go ahead and follow our guys. All the links are going to be down below for Tom, the Residual Hustler. Till then, I will see you guys next time on Friday. I have the Hollywood Reseller will be on Friday. Till then, you guys have a great day and we'll catch you later. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, bye.